Hey there everybody, welcome to a different video to what I usually do, but when inspiration strikes, I have to accept. So, Balatro. You know it, I know it, everybody knows it. But for those two people who don't know Balatro, here's a brief description of it. Balatro is a game where you play poker hands in order to score enough points to win. It is also a roguelike, meaning that your run will be different pretty much every time. The reason for that is the Joker cards, and other things that you can buy at the shop between each round, each having various effects to affect your scoring and even the deck itself. The game is good. Very good in fact. So good that I got addicted by just watching videos of it. I got it and grinded unlocking everything and playing until I beat the Jokerless challenge at like 120 hours in. I've only had it a handful of months, and I put 170 hours into it, so it's gotta be good for something, right? One of the Balatro YouTubers and streamers that I've been watching a lot of has been Belenos Bear. I don't remember at all or when exactly this idea came up, but we had mentioned something about like an AI girlfriend in Balatro in Bear's chat, and he joked about, yeah, like having Raven from Teen Titans playing Balatro with you. And I sat on that. It kept coming back in my mind again and again until I finally buckled and decided why not actually do it? Why not see if an AI girlfriend could beat a run of Balatro? It sounds funny, so let's do it. Can you beat Balatro with your AI girlfriend? So, if we're gonna play Balatro with an AI girlfriend, we need an AI girlfriend. I don't want any human influence in the creation of her, so let's AI it up. I'm not here to discuss the positives and negatives AI or anything like that. Obviously, trying to jip a voice actor or artist out of a job is kinda scummy, and training and tracing things online to teach AI models without approval happens, yada yada. Look, if you're just trying to screw around or laugh at it or get your 8 balls off, that shouldn't be an issue, okay? Okay, let's start by creating her. Since Bear brought up a favorable choice, let's pick Raven. Just get some waifu generator to give us an AI image to throw into the AI girlfriend later. You know, having the hands behind the head is a good move, so we can't see if they're completely screwed up. Let's ask ChatGPT what she looks like and what her personality has, and culminate that into a personal AI chatbot. And then we can take that chatbot onto a website and have a chat with it. With that set up and everything done, let's go over some information. I probably could have done this better, and I'm not really tech savvy to begin with, but whatever. The rules for our challenge is to follow the directions of Raven for pretty much every decision. Whatever jokers you buy, tarot cards, planet cards, the cards that you discard, all ran through Raven. I didn't build her with any prior Balatro information, and I highly doubt that the AI would know anything, and it's just a chatbot, so she can't see the game. I don't think there's any neural network in the background that will learn anything, so I don't really think she's gonna be that good of a partner. This limitation also means that I had to type out every single card in my hand for each play, and every item in the shop, and anything that I needed to describe, which was very thrilling. I also put my voice recording of a couple lines through an AI voice filter for this video, so let's get started. Hey Raven, would you mind helping me play a game really quick?
I suppose I could spare a few minutes. What exactly did you have in mind?
You sound freaking atrocious. I want to play Balatro. Do you know that game?
Balatro. I've heard of it before. It seems like one of those card games with strategy involved. Is it a game we can play together?
This bodes well. Let's start then. Now, I'm not going to screenshot every message because it just gets very long and useless, but I promise you that I'm following her directions. The only times that I ignored her was when her message didn't really make sense at all given the situation, when she contradicts herself, or when she asks for my opinion on the matter, which was very, very infrequent. These bad messages I re-rolled until a comprehensible play was given by Raven, even if it is a bad play, as you will soon see. Our first decision is whether or not to skip any rounds. You can skip the big or the small blind and get a little reward as compensation for missing the money and the shop from that round. Some people like skipping, some people are really against it. One of my favorite jokers is Throwback Joker. I'm not gonna let anything explicitly lead her into skipping or not aside from the skip rewards themselves. She said that she wanted the investment tag for $25 after beating the boss blind, so we play the first round. I type in each card into the chat and ask her which cards to discard. Throughout this challenge, I've basically boiled it down to making her burn our discards, since she replies 95% of the time with complete garbage nonsense of playing a certain hand, which usually amounts to a weird high card. I'll take the agency of playing the hands out so we make it farther than round 1. Early on though, she seemed decently aware of hands before just discarding, giving me a hearts flush. It sadly wasn't enough points to win, but she instructed me to discard further to look for a full house of queens and jacks, which would have won the round by itself. In our first shop, I explained to her every option we had given our money, and she freaking didn't even think about Bloodstone. First shop Bloodstone, she didn't even look at it. No, instead she wanted the Uranus card that helps level up our 2 pair, and to open the Buffoon pack where she picked Jolly Joker for +8 mult if we play a pair. We take our investment skip and play the boss blind. She's pretty much a prodigy out of the gate here, as she recognizes our Ace-Jack 2 pair and we play it, triggering both our Jolly Joker and our enhanced 2 pair level for a one-shot. Instead of continuing to buff 2 pair, she decides to grab delayed gratification in a standard pack, electing to take the literal worst option of the pack of a naked Queen of Clubs. We can't take the juggle tag that she wants without playing the first round. Once again, she takes initiative and directs me to discard to find a full house of 5s and 8s, which we do and play it for a win. In the shop, we take Mystic Summit, which gives +15 mult if we have no discards left, which is great to pair with delayed gratification, which doesn't work if we discard at all. She also realized this whenever I was describing it to her, so we pitched delayed gratification. We go next and take the juggle tag to combat the Manacle's -1 hand size, and this proves to be great, as she makes me burn discards in one shot with a King and 8's full house. We scoop Droll Joker in the shop and take the Spectral Pack skip round 1. She was intrigued by the red seal and put it on the Queen of Clubs. Our discards didn't really pan out against the big blind, but she was smart enough to tell me to play the pair of 6s and toss a couple cards out to draw more, giving me a club flush to end the round. We buy the High Priestess to get the planets for full house and straight before cracking open the Arcana pack and judgmenting a lusty Joker. I told her about our wealth of money when we had entered the shop and she wanted the Overstock voucher to add more options. From our restock, we take the Riffraff with no open space and she decides to crack the other Arcana pack. Inside, we find a Soul card that can cast a legendary Joker. We don't have room for it, so I ask her which Joker to sell, and she pitches Droll Joker for us to receive Yorick, the legendary Joker that gives X mult equal to the number of times you've discarded 23 cards. We enter the next boss blind and discard down to find a Heart's Flush. Sadly, it doesn't get us but halfway since she sold Droll Joker, but a secondary 2 pair of Queens and 2s passes us through. She wanted the Crafty Joker and finally realized that Riffraff was doing nothing, so sold it for the chips version of the flush joker she had earlier, and also makes us take the tarot merchant voucher. She ignores both skips into playing round 1, where an ace-jack full house clears. We pick up a purple seal, steal, 5 of hearts from the shop's standard pack, and dump 3 hands to pass the big blind. She was so excited about playing 2 4-of-a-kinds that she kissed me on the cheek. See, she did fill out the prompt. That's an AI girlfriend right there. We buy the strength and the hanged man from the pre-boss shop, which we will never get to use, and proceed to the fight. I tried very hard to get a coherent response from her whenever I tried to ask her about the tarot cards, and it didn't happen. I was hoping that she would strength into a straight, but sadly no. She did tell us correctly to dump the duplicate cards in order to find a straight, and the boss blind's forced discard upgraded our Yorick up to the X-hold of ×3, letting our following straight to barely cover enough points to win. Now, it's here where our adventure hits a little snag. See, I had to separate this challenge into 2 recording sessions because I had other stuff to do, and I didn't think that would be an issue. If only I'd known. When I had returned to play more Balatro with her, Raven was acting weird. She seemed off, different. Her responses felt more distant, unnecessarily padded, and she took so much longer to respond to me. She was still very happy to help me play, even if it was a hassle to get it to work. I don't know, but she's still Raven, right? The same girl I've gotten to know over the past 4 aunties. We can do this. Just breathe. Okay, she cracks the Celestial pack of the 3-of-a-kind planet and takes the paintbrush voucher for +1 hand size. A wonderful addition, except for me having to type an extra card into the chat each and every hand. Our small blind full house hand barely doesn't win, but we proceed. We take the 2-pair and 4-of-a-kind planets in the shop and peep the Arcana pack for temperance money and deathing our 2 into the 10 of hearts, before finally taking the negative skip and entering the boss blind. Our full house of 6s and 4s plus the 2-pair of aces and 9s are able to pass by with the help of York, who's up to ×4 now. We go into the next shop to see what our negative joker is. Oh my god, are you kidding me? A negative hanging Chad? Literally one of the best joker you can get, and it's a free negative? Raven is truly just impressive at this game. We cop Chad and the temperance money before cracking open the spectral pack and putting a gold seal on our 10 of hearts to synergize with Lusty Joker and Chad. We enter the small blind and discard down to find a straight flush of hearts. Now, 6 antes deep, she decides to use her first reroll of the shop to find oops all 6s, which would have killed with Bloodstone, as well as the all-powerful Banana. And it was here that I'm glad I made the nonsense and contradictory responses message reroll clause, because in her verbose stupor, she at one point wanted to sell Yorick for the banana. Eventually, she sobered up enough to coherently give a valid response, and decided to sell Crafty Joker and move on. In the big blind, she makes me pitch 1 card discard, so Yorick is starving, but our 10s and aces full house one-shots. She threw 1 reroll in the shop, but wanted nothing, so on to the Serpent boss blind. I absolutely loved typing the increasing number of cards in our hand to her, but our straight was a great winner, in 1 hand with the increase of Yorick to X5. We ignore the shop and proceed to take the Celestial pack skip for the high card and straight flush planets for some reason. Okay. Now on to the big blind. We discard 4 cards, then the 3 diamond cards, then another 3 cards, and then she pitched a single card for our final discard of this round. Our straight gives us 28,000 points, so we should probably get past this easily with 3 hands left. Pair of 4s with a 2 to try and draw more. a pair of queens with the ace toss to hopefully draw an 8 or a 4. Okay, we only need 6,000. We should be fine. This final pair might do it, and no way. You're kidding me. We lost by 58 chips? Well, I'm sorry, Raven. We didn't win.
Though we didn't emerge victorious this time, our strategy was solid. We should be proud of how far we advanced.
And that's the end of it. We couldn't beat Balatro together. Although, there was something that caught my eye while writing the script literally only a few sentences ago. Right here. My last hand that I played was a pair of 5s. Right next to those 5s that I played was our trusty purple seal steel 5 of hearts that my eyes completely gloss over. Not only would we have benefited from the 3-of-a-kind planet that Raven had bought, it's a heart, and with the hanging Chad and Lusty Joker, that would have easily won the round. But I didn't see it at the time. And I said earlier that almost every Balatro run is different from each other. How could I ever see what was ahead of the 87 Big Blind? Well, there is one way. See, whenever you get done playing a Balatro run, the game will show you the seed you were just playing on. The reason for this is that you can copy or type your seed into the New Run menu and start on it again. When you're playing on the same seed, your draws will be the same, your shots will be the same, your skips will be the same, everything. That goes for you and anybody else that types in that seed. And obviously, I have the footage of almost every action I took, so I could theoretically retrace my steps to this point and try again. I did rush through getting back to this point, so not everything is 1-to-1. Namely, the number of discards for Yorick I didn't pay hard attention to, but I kept him at 5 times, and I know that he was close to ticking over anyways. And I lost $1 somewhere. Let's say I paid off Jimbo. Since I was the one who threw the first time against this round and didn't track my discards, I'll just play to beat the round, since I know for a fact that Raven's instructions were indeed a winning path. I throw down a couple hands, a pair or two, a full house, and finishing off with the 5 of hearts that I so carelessly left out last time. I've done it, Raven. We can continue on to the next shop. Alright. Some decent options here. Do you want any of these? Astronomer? Oh, he's cool. But we have to sell a Joker to get him. Which one do you want to... She at one point wanted to sell Yorick. Sell? I'd wrote that like almost an entire day before I even thought about retrying the run, and she put it into a coherent, non-contradictory statement to itself, which is the only criteria for that. Because contradictory to logic is still something I can do.
Watch this, Lise. You can actually pinpoint the second when his heart rips in half. And now!
We take Astronomer into the Anti-7 boss blind, and I still let her take the reins of the discards. But both me and you see what's happening. Yorick was literally all of our scoring, and he was at most 2 discards away from going to times 6. Despite our best efforts, we finished this round with less than a third of the required score, and I spent the time and patience to accept my mistake and correct it, following the footage I already had, to bust out a literal second after winning the round I should not have thrown hours ago. I made it 1 interaction farther, despite the several times I had told her that Yorick had made the earlier rounds easy. So, can you beat Balatro with your AI girlfriend? Well, I didn't. I miraculously found one of the most cracked seeds I could realistically find that fits my playstyle, and all from the game itself. I am a Heart's Flush fiend, and I couldn't do anything about it. Could your AI girlfriend do it? Probably. If mine had kept our literal best Joker instead of selling him to continue holding Jolly Joker's pair for the entire game, I have no doubt that we'd have a very good chance of winning this run. Maybe if you somehow preloaded her with the knowledge of every poker hand, joker, tarot card, and so on, and or talk to her like she has the memory of a goldfish, you could make it a lot smoother and absolutely win. If there's anything I want you to take away from this, please give this seed the proper play it deserves. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go try and forget about the tragedy I just watched happen in real time.
There's no... They don't get close.